Team, I think, thank you, Mawia. Very interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I'll give you a scenario. We have our trainer. He's called Sunny Vindra. You can Google about him. He's a very good trainer, very expensive trainer, especially on leadership. The first time he came in Uganda, this is what they told us. We Googled about him, blah, blah. So he said, guys, we're organizing a training for you by the top trainer in leadership. So of course we thought, I'm going to attend this training, yes. So we waited, you know, the guy told us, so we are booked into money. The first time, I think it was around 2017. So they booked us into Protea, Entebbe, to be there the day and the night and the like. When the guy came, he was with us for not more than 1 hour. Very expensive. Are we together? But within those, like 45 minutes, what he told us, I think has helped me to move me from where I was then to where I am. So what does it mean? You don't need the entire day. You don't need the entire week. Are we together? Sometimes it can be a word. Have you ever noticed? A word can change somebody. My mom could say a word. Are we together? I don't know whether she's a serious one like yours. I mean, yours is serious like mine. My mom, whenever visitors could visit, what does she say? She could call you and say, Isa, maybe you are playing around, say, Isa. That word alone had a lot of meaning, isn't it? Just say, Isa, that word alone. Isn't it a word? So you pray that visitors maybe sleep around, because you know that once they leave, that calling would mean a lot. So what, I will not come here to tell you, because I've been in banking for a long time. Are we together? I've been in management for a long time. I've worked with youth in Makerere. I'm a lecturer at the School of Economics. I don't know whether somebody has been in. Have I ever taught anybody here? Yeah. I taught who? I have students here. So I cannot come here within 5 minutes and I start talking to you a lot of things. Am I saying? What Maui has said is enough. Is enough for you to start thinking. Now, a youth, you need a few things. Number one, you need to listen. Right now, you need to do a lot of listening. The unfortunate bit is that we don't know how to listen. Listening is the number one thing that you need right now. Kuulira. But don't kuulira for anything, for action. Somebody who listens to act is different from somebody who okuwuliriza, isn't it? For example, we are lecturers. If I teach you, are we together? If I'm teaching you but you expect an exam, you listen in, isn't it? Because you know that you have an action to take. But assume that it's a story, like now what Maui has done. So if you're not going to act on what he's talking about, then you'll not be listening, isn't it? But somebody who has listened in with an intention of acting, and it doesn't stop at acting, but act to achieve. Now also that one is different. Are we together? Some people have listened to act. Some people, they are listening to act such that they can achieve. Mawia, in economics or in finance, where you work, he has told you one statement. Don't, because somebody will say, kati nkolera kyo bumyunga nono omugaga tanafunamu. Mawia, we look at the capital investment that he has put in this thing. Are we together? If Mawia had this as a source of income, are we together? As the only source of income, he wouldn't say it's not what? Profitable. It's not profitable. Because Mawia, even if he gets 5 million from rabbits a month, is not, it cannot even pay workers. Am I very clear? Because his investment is on a large scale. If it starts bringing in, it can cover whatever he has spent within 1 year. Am I very clear? Because it's a big project. You move around and see. So my thinking is, you have gotten an opportunity for another way of thinking about business. Maybe you didn't have it, isn't it? I'm not saying that you do rabbit. Because also he didn't do what he went to see. He didn't, do you have a kid here? Okay. He didn't do that. Are we together? But you can get these ideas. Maybe your area, you are good at this, you do that. But he has given an opportunity to you. There is even all these people. This one, every time I come, is always here. So you can learn rabbit farming. Am I very clear? And look at whether it has a market. Now, why are we here? I can't speak when she's here. She heads agriculture. And we have not come here to tell you about equity. We have come here to listen and find out how we can work together. But I can tell you that Equity is a bank for the youth. Why? With our mission and vision about transforming lives. Now, you cannot transform lives without transforming youth, without transforming women. Isn't it? So ideally, when there is anything to transform lives, we are always here. Then, partner. This is the last one. I call upon you, don't start boom. Are you together? Kangende nange nkola kamyu. Sorry for that. If we talk, me go and start rearing what? Rabbits. Please have a forward linkage and a backward linkage. Obumya ani abukuwa, ani akuwa emmere, then where do you sell to? It's something that he talked about. That is very critical. Are we together? Please, belong somewhere, madam. In class you had a discussion group, isn't it? Now it is not, it is, there are some people you don't talk to after years, isn't it? Now you need people that, council, I thank you very much. This is what, they have called us for many functions where you were. We don't come, but if it is about giving people employment, you are not going to Kurunda Kamya together. You are not going to be there doing this, you'll be supervised. It's always good to learn it such that you know what to supervise, but also you are going to employ somebody if you are going to do that business, isn't it? Now, if you are, I had more than 1,200 are going to learn about this. Uptake, we say even if we have 5% that are going to undertake that journey, then it's a plus, isn't it? Then from this day, we are going to be recording. So whenever you want to be part of that to learn, there are also sessions that go on. This is just an overview, but have you learned? But you have gotten an idea, isn't it? So keep in touch with the council, keep in touch with them, then you can learn more about what? Rabbit farming. The market is there. Mawia has not told you, you have seen that big building. The market is there. Even we met, when was it? To discuss about market. I think it was on Tuesday. We met to discuss the potential, but we don't have the sustainability. The market is there. Even local market, we can't sustain it. And Mawia has told you, I'm not looking for money to pay fees. He's not looking for money to pay fees, isn't it? He cannot enter into a contract that he cannot do what? Sustain. We have arrangements that we want to put ahead, but we want serious people. Am I very clear? That's why we cannot talk about it right now. We are not telling you about our plans, because we want to attract serious what? Serious people. Do you need space? We need people who can listen and act. And act for what? To achieve. So if you're one of those, please join in. Allow me just to tell my colleague here, Monica, to say a word to you. But as I've told you, we came in to listen. We have gotten some notes. We are going to engage, I think, can have like 10 minutes after here with council, the bank, and Mawia's team. Then just for 10 minutes, we can chat about what we can do, because we have a lot of things for the youth. So I thank you very much. In case you need anything to do with banking, my students, we can talk. Please, Hajat, I did not teach you. Allow me space to talk to my students, interact, to find out what they have been doing as an additional thing. So, Monica, you can come and say a word to the team.
So, good afternoon. My name is Monica Mburu. I'm in the Agriculture Department of Equity Bank. And like my colleague Isa has said, our purpose today is to see and hear and maybe make a way forward. But as a way of introduction, how many of us have ever done an agricultural project? On your own?
That is good.
What did you do? Awesome.
Planted maize and beans.
I hope you harvested. What did you do?
Contrary.
You have a goat.
So we have heard from goat.
What did you?
I have registered the company as goat man.
As a?
What do you do?
But doing goats, coffee, and avocado.
You are a farmer.
But still a student of law.
So we are having practicing farmers. That's what I wanted to understand. Are all of us practicing farmers?
No.
Some of us are looking for ideas. Others are looking for diversification, more income. How many of us are employed, have a salary? So what do the others do? We are practicing farmers. How many are active farmers? How many are looking for something to do? Yeah, you graduated 1 year, 2 years ago, you are still sending your CVs. No. So I've seen some ads have not come up. There are those who are practicing farmers, there are those who are employed, there are those who are not doing anything. So for us, we are looking at all. And when we are addressing the youth, we talk of all. We are looking at those who are already doing it, those ones who are employed, want to do something, those ones who are thinking of what to do. At Equity Bank, like Muya said, he said that a passion is driven by a purpose. And as Equity Bank, we have a purpose. Our purpose is to transform lives, give dignity, and expand opportunities for wealth creation. Are you anywhere covered by the bank? Are you looking for transforming your lives? Do you want to do you at times feel like I don't belong? Like we see when you saw people from the bank, now they are going to tell us about accounts. Do I have money to take to the bank? You know that way you are already feeling you do not belong. But why we are here and why Equity participates in the agriculture sector is because you realize the bigger population. You've seen all of us here, we have said we have participated in agriculture. So more than 70% of the population in Africa, not only in Uganda, relies on agriculture. So if you are going to change lives, who are the people we are targeting? We are 45 million. 70% of 45 million is what figure? Is relying on agriculture. So if you are going to transform, is looking at the agriculture. How do we intend to transform agriculture? And why do we want to transform agriculture? So the ones who are doing goats, how many goats do you have?
I lost all of them.
To disease, they were stolen?
Some were stolen, others were killed in the farm, and then
You have 100 goats?
Yeah, but I've been having that 105 years. They they steal them,
They don't.
or they die. Consistency with the harvest.
I have 25 local goats and 2 exotic goats.
For dairy? Do you have dairy goats or they are just...
Like for that.
You do know... Oh, we don't know about dairy goats. You don't know they are dairy goats? Milk, dairy goat milk is close to human milk, very nutritious. People who have allergies to milk, that is the best milk. So, so, and for those of us who do not have space to grow the fodder for that, dairy goats are the best. So you see now we are already saying you lost to the theft, to disease, so there is a knowledge gap somewhere. Your animals are hard red, is it because you sell, they grow and you sell?
No, they die, they steal them.
So why are we transforming lives? You want you to change. Why is it that you are stuck in that one place? So we are saying transforming lives, we want to increase productivity per unit area. So if anybody doing dairy, do you have anybody who has a dairy cow? No, yeah, at your home there is a cow. You get milk from it. How many liters do you get per day?
I get 100.
Eh? 100 no, from how many animals? 100 liters from how many animals?
From 20.
20 cows are giving you 100 liters. So how much are you getting per cow? Simple maths, 5 liters per day. Do you know that a cow can give you 20 liters per day? Do you need to have that big number of animals? You have a few, manage them, they give you the same quantity of milk, you use less labor, less resources. So we are saying, how many of us have, somebody said maize and beans. How many acres of maize did you do?
And in each acre, I get 8 bags of maize and 10 bags of beans.
I think it's the other way around.
Oh, no. I get 10 bags of maize and 8 of beans in an acre.
In an acre. Do you plant them together? Intercropped? Okay. So 8 bags of maize, so the beans, if they didn't have the maize, they would have given you more than the maize. So, but then what we're saying is, in an acre, you have a potential of 25 bags of maize. Okay? Why don't you get 25? And if you're doing beans, you can get 15 bags pure stand. Why are we not getting the 25 bags? Most of our farmers, they are getting 8 to 10 bags. And when they get 12 bags, they are celebrating. Why don't we get 25 bags per acre or 20? We have big farmers, large-scale farmers, who are getting the 25 bags per acre, while our small-scale farmers are getting 8 bags. What is the difference? How do we do our work? So when you're talking about transforming lives, we want to transform the subsistence farmer from the smallholder farmer from subsistence to commercial. And commercial farming for us is not the scale. We don't want you to move from 1 acre to 10 acres, which you do not have. You do not have the capacity for the 10 acres. But if you work on 1 acre of land, get the optimum production. If the optimum is 25 bags per acre, get close to 25. What do you require? Climate adaptation. She talked about it. Use fast maturing crops, the varieties which are drought resistant, pest and disease resistant. Will we get that from Morocco seed? You have to buy it. So when it comes to, now it has showered. There is a farmer who was not prepared. They are going to dig today because Wednesday is 1st of March. They don't have the money. What will they do? From their store, they get the maize and they plant. That is what we want to change. That's the narrative we want to change. We paid fees in February, beginning of February, we do not have money. So we are saying, let us be business people. Take agriculture as a business. If the only part of Uganda you own is 1 acre, get the best out of it. And you're saying, do enterprise choice. So if you decide to do maize because you know where there is market for maize, then get the best out of it. You require the certified seeds, you require the fertilizers, you require crop protection. You do not have the money. The bank, we work with you. We finance you that so that you're able to plant. For the youth, mostly we lack land. So when you come to the bank and you are borrowing, you will say, we need security. How many of us own land and they have a title for it? How many of us own cars? You have a title deed for your land. You're good to go. How many of us own that land? How many? Most of us are on the family land, isn't it? Even the ones who are rearing the goats, you're on family land. So if you come to borrow and we ask you for title deed, you're not to do it. So through partnerships, we are able to finance the youth up to 5 million without security. So whatever projects you are doing, we can lend you up to 5 million, but we look at what you are doing, but you have to be in a group. I don't know how many of us have groups where we come from. You do not have to be doing the same thing. She has goats, she has maize, he has a shop, he has a business, another one is just thinking, I think I can do what she's doing. But you are in a group, you are registered. Through that group, we can finance you, you guarantee one another, and you grow. So what you are looking at, this rabbitry farming, if you want to start, don't look at, when you go around, you see the investments Muya has done. Don't look at that. How many of us have ever reared rabbits? Boys, as boys. Were they breeding? Were they multiplying? Those village ones. Dogs were eating because of the way you were doing it, and the cats. So you don't think of the big scale. For all farmers, we start small. As you are learning, start small. That is why for us in agriculture, our loans start from as low as 100,000. So you think of that farmer who is borrowing 100,000, so that you don't think of agriculture as that big investment. So when you see what we have here, which is a school now, you start thinking of that house you had as a boy, constructed using the education that you be given, and then now you start multiplying, and from there you move. If you think of doing pottery, don't think of those big houses that have these walls. Think of that simple house that use sticks. You know, so long as the chicken are safe, the bank does not come to look at the structure. It is the work that you are doing and the potential in your business. So for whatever you are planning to do, we are going to partner with the youth. But what we look at, what is your potential for growth? Do you have somebody working with you? So for those ones who adopt rabbitry, at least you have somebody to work with. We have a partner who is locating you where you are, helping us to connect. And with the Youth Council, we will not only look at this. I think now we have an opportunity of discussing more how we can support the youth in Uganda, because the youth is our future. So we have programs for the youth. We partner with you. We move and see what is it that we want to do. So agriculture is basic for all of us. Even during COVID, is there a day that we slept and said we will not eat because there is COVID? If you are on your farm, even when we had the curfew, how many of us were stopped from going to their garden? You are living on the farm. Who will come to tell you you don't go to your garden? Nowhere. So farming is basic. How many came without eating? Who has not eaten? From January you have not eaten. Who has bought a new dress from January after Christmas? Have you bought clothes? Have you bought shoes? Some. Do you buy every day?
From January? No, but do you buy a shirt every day?
Do you buy a shirt every day?
But from January?
Yes. I can tell you for sure. I have not bought, but food I buy every day. We eat every day. So if there is anything that is sustainable, it is agriculture. And one thing we need to note, and why we need to get interested as youth in agriculture. The population is growing, isn't it? Just the other day, what was the population of Uganda? What was the population of Uganda in 2020? 41 million. What is the population today? 45. So what will that be in 2025? 80. Is the land expanding? So if we are not going to, and the bigger population of Uganda is the youth. If we do not participate in agriculture, who is going to feed us? You just only need to cross the border, the other side where I come from, and you will know why you need to participate in agriculture. With the climate change, we need to conserve what we have, so we are promoting environmental conservation, climate change adaptation, so we are saying our farming methods have to change. We don't have to wait for the rains. We are financing irrigation. We are financing renewable energy. I think youths, we are very good in that. You can be champions for renewable energy, the solar water pumps, the solar lighting, biogas, all that, tree planting, all that is part of climate adaptation so that we are able to sustain the production. Then we need to feed Africa. Why do we have to import wheat from those guys who are fighting in Russia? I think that fight has also enlightened us. Can we diversify? Can we rely on what we grow? We have drought in Kenya, we have in the Horn of Africa. Why isn't Uganda able to feed the rest of Africa? We are told in Uganda, we have only utilized 30% of the Arab world. What are we doing? Let us start thinking. And not only Africa now. When you go to the Arab countries, imagine they are producing milk. And they want us to grow silage for them. They import from us. They go and grow there. Muya will tell us he's been there. They are producing a lot of dairy. And in Uganda, how much milk are we producing? So that's where we are focused on increasing productivity per unit area. And please identify your niche area and focus on it. So I think we will discuss more. For those who are interested, I think, I don't know, the distribution of these people, they come from different counties, districts, regions. We have branches all over. So wherever the branch you come from, say we went to a meeting somewhere, and Monica Mburu, who is in agriculture, told us there is a product for the youth in agriculture. And we have this group, this is what we are doing. You can take my number in case you need more support in the field, 0703 998924. Thank you.